Hello, welcome to the Jmeter channel. My name is Antonio Jimenez. This is chapter number 2, Jmeter recording. The topics that we're going to see today are recording objects, recording certificate, HTTP requests, and transactions. Okay, if you are following the channel in the latest video, we just start from the scratch with the installation of Jmeter. So we have a fresh installation from the tar file. So we are going to open the Jmeter.sh because we have a Mac computer. So this is a fresh installation. Nothing has changed. We are going to start from the scratch with the recording. Okay, it's coming up, Jmeter tool. To do the recording, there are several ways to achieve the same result. What I'm going to teach you in these tutorials will be the easiest way to do the things. I could start to grab some objects, but I'm not going to tell you something that probably I'm going to cover in the future with other videos. So I'm going to teach you the easiest way to record the traffic in Jmeter tool. So it's pretty simple. You just go to the file menu, click on templates, and the very first template that came up is the recording template. Here you have some PDFs to support some information about the proxy recording that we are just using with Jmeter. You just need to click on create and you will have it. You are going to have a proxy recording that we are going to use in Jmeter. What do we have in here? We have 3 objects that we're going to see in the following videos. A detail. We have a thread group with a recording controller. In this recording controller is where all the HTTP requests are going to fail inside of it. Once that the traffic is coming from the proxy, they grab the request and they put it in this recording controller. In the workbench, we have the HTTPS script recorder. So the way to start it is just click on the play button, the start button. At the very first time that you click it, or in this case, the installation that you have made, Jmeter is going to create a certificate. It probably take a few seconds, but the certificate is going to be valid for 7 days. It is a Apache Jmeter temporary root certificate. This is going to be on the bin folder, bin directory, and it's needed for the purposes that we're going to follow. Just click on OK, and I'm going to just give you some details about the recorder. The first thing is the port that we are going to start the proxy. It's in the 8888. You can put some domains that you want to put for your recorder. It's like an inclusion, but also in the request filtering we have another inclusion and exclusion domains. The target controller is where we are going to put the HTTP request samplers. In here we have a following options, some options, but what we are going to do is create our own transactions. For example, we are going to go to a thread group, we go to logic controller and create a transaction controller. The first one is going to be homepage. Not only homepage, I would like to use number 2 for login. Number 3, XX page. We're going to do it later with the application that we're going to record. Number 4, logout. Okay, so I'm going to delete the recording controller because I will tell to the recorder or the script recorder where I want to record. In this case, I'm going to record everything on homepage. Right now I'm going to select thread group because at the very first beginning I just want to show you that the recorder is doing its job. What other options we have? Capture the headers. It's important to capture all of them. In the HTTP sampler, we can check or uncheck retrieve all embedded resources. This option is close related to the request filtering and the URL patterns to exclude. We have some patterns to exclude, mainly fonts, images, styles, and why? Well, most of this exclusion is because when we have an HTML page, the page has some embedded resources that are needed to support the page. For example, we have some styles, we have some images, we have some fonts that we need to download with the page, and those embedded resources will make the page look like it's supposed to be looking. We can avoid to retrieve all of them, or we can retrieve all of them. We can select this option to retrieve them, or because if we don't click in this one, and we remove from here this exclusion, what is going to happen? We're going to have a lot of requests in our transactions. What's the best way? The best way is to click retrieve all embedded resources. We're going to see these options later at detail because sometimes the scope of the test is to hit the web server and retrieve all the embedded resources from the web server. Sometimes your target is not to load the web server, your target is to hit the application server. So it's better if you just download all the web resources and try to hit more your application server. Probably it's not a realistic test, but sometimes you need to load the application server instead to load the web server because probably most of the embedded resources are living in CloudFront or another CDN servers that are spread around the world. Probably you don't want to hit them. Your only concern is the application server, or you can hit the web server without retrieving all the CloudFront resources that we know that it's pretty fast and it's limitless bandwidth from there. So that depends on the scope. The best option is to have it enabled. Okay, those are the options that I'm going to cover so far. Right now, we have start the proxy. We are just trying to make a main in the middle. So I'm going to open a browser. I'm going to send requests to this proxy. This proxy is going to redirect this request to the target server. And the responses are going to be shown in here, in this section, in the view results tree. And the requests are going to be recorded in the transactions, as we are going to see right now. Okay, here's a big deal. A lot of people love Chrome, love Safari, loves Firefox. In my personal experience, I strongly recommend Firefox. I have made records on Chrome, I have made records on Safari, and in Firefox. By further, Firefox is much more reliable. It doesn't have, it doesn't send too much information to the, like Chrome. Chrome sends a lot of information of your account to Google, so all of those requests are recorded. So at the end, you need to delete them. Firefox also sent a few requests just to check some updates and stuff, but not too many, not that much as Chrome does. And Safari doesn't have much compatibility support, so that's why I recommend Firefox. It's your choice if you want to use Chrome. Also in Chrome, we have the Blaze plugin. It's a very good plugin. Sometimes when you need to record from different domains, probably you have some issues, or when your flow is too long, probably also there you may have some issues with the Blaze plugin, but it works for a small test case, small flows. What else? You can use also Chrome, but I strongly recommend Firefox. Okay, so what's next? We need to go to the preferences, then go to advanced certificates and hit on view certificates. We need to click on authorities, import, and we are going to retrieve the Apache folder, and then bin, and then we're going to see the certificate. We're going to open it, and we're going to enable all the options. And there, here we go. We have the certificate in here. We click on OK, and now go to network settings, and we're going to set up the manual proxy configuration as 127.0.0.1 at the port 8888. Sorry. So you can put localhost, whatever you choose. Now we are just we have just enabled everything to record. Let's check if we can record something. Let's go to hit google.com and if we take a look into the recorder, we're going to see that here there are the requests and responses from the browser navigation that we are making. So here you may see the information that we are sending and receiving. But I'm not going to make a recording over Google, over Amazon. I'm going to go into the simplest way. I'm going to you can remove the data from here. For example, if you make unwanted recordings, you can just remove it. It's not a problem. To clean the view results tree, you can just use Command E in Mac, or in Windows, Control E. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a nice application that probably you may remember. Well, you may remember if you are a load runner person. If you are not a load runner person, probably you haven't used it yet. But this tool is it's like an amazing tool for recording. Yeah, as you can see it, I'm going to use the web tools. Now, Now I'm hitting some computer that I have with the web tools application, and if you can see it, you can see that I have all the requests made. uh, I have recorded them, but I didn't record it in the right place. I need to record all of them into the into the homepage transaction. So I'm going to clean my results tree. I'm going to delete them, and I'm going to tell to the recorder, use this one for homepage, and I'm going to reload the homepage. And you can see now that the request came to the homepage. By default, it's created a transaction controller. Sometimes it's not, or sometimes the grouping is not correctly. So that's why we are using the correct redirection from the scripter, the recorder to the transaction that we wanted. So as you can see, I have the requests in the correct transaction. Now I'm going to log in. If you haven't used the application uses Jojo and Bean as password for the username. Here we go. Now I'm going to record on what will be next. Flights. I'm going to see flights. Yes, let's go to see flights. Flights is the correct thing. Flights. And log out. And log out. There you go. We have the script. It's easily just you need to move the request to the correct tree. Jmeter is hierarchical, so all the requests will be influenced or affected by its hierarchy. Another good thing of Jmeter is that it uses a consecutive number. So if you get lost easily, you can just move it or change it. Here we are. We have made a successful recording. We have the information in here. We don't have much garbage from from Firefox or any other um, browser. If you can see, there are some braces with the with some of the requests that weren't recorded. Which one are them? Mainly images. You can see the responses here. I'm going to stop the recorder because I want to show you something that is really useful, and it's what we're going to see in the following videos. As you can see in the login, we have a value that is the user session. Okay, the user session is needed, so we need to correlate it in order to run this script, because right now we have made the recording, but if we play it, probably it's not going to work because it needs some data to be correlated to properly works. We're going to see that in the next video, that is correlation. Once that we finish the recording, we are going to see how to correlate the script correctly to have a valid script. So something that is amazing on this tool, well, it's a very brand feature that they added in Jmeter 3.1 or 3.0. It's that you can search values from the records, from the responses that you get from the server. So in this case, I know that in the request number 20, I am sending this value, but from where it came this value. So I just go into the view. I'm going to the view result string. I click on search. I put the value that I want to search. I click on search. Now I know that in the response of the 19 request, in this case, let's go to the response data. In this request, I have this user session value that I just need to use a regular expression extractor to grab this value from here to use it for the request number 20 and put it in here, the parameter. So that's amazing of this tool, because if you want to search values, the dynamic values, you can do it all among of the request, even if they are in the request headers. It search all over it. So this is a very cool feature that you can use to validate if there are some correlations at the recording stage. You don't need to be at the scripting stage to be aware about how many correlations probably you need to make. At this stage, at the recording stage, you can see you can see dynamic values that you need to correlate, and you are aware of them, and probably you can add that as a comment. For example, if you see you need this one in 19, just go to the 19 and put in the comments something like this, and you are aware about the nature of the correlation that you need to make. So this is so far that we're going to go in this video. I hope that you enjoy it. We're going to see more stuff, and each time it will be in a higher level. See you next time, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun with the web tours. I'm going to leave a link in the video where you can download the web tours, so you can play around as much as you want. Have fun. Stay tuned.